Welcome into the CLNS Red Sox Beat Team Roundtable. I am your host, Nick Quaglia, alongside, as usual, Ethan Winter and then Adam Belue also here. Two hosts who are generally always on the show. We have a great team at CLNS, but this seems to be like a usual thing going on. And then plus we got Alex coming in too. Alex is a fireball. I love when Alex comes on the show.
Alex is great.
Alex
fires me up.
Alex, yeah, but Adam, I'll be honest, it doesn't take much to fire you up.
No, it doesn't. Not really.
You barely have to say anything and you'll lose your mind. You have to say Aaron Rodgers is a subpar quarterback. You're like, what are you talking about? He didn't cheat.
That's right. Best in the game.
All right. Topic tonight, trade deadline edition. We're going to talk a little bit outside of the Red Sox, too, because we feel as though it's a little important to talk about what the Yankees did at the deadline, or at least their biggest move, in our opinion. The Yankees traded for Sonny Gray, adding another pitcher to the rotation because, we'll be honest, the rotation wasn't that good to begin with. Now they added Sonny Gray, who, in his respects, is a very good pitcher. And you know what? They had the prospects to do it. They kind of looked like the Red Sox of the early 2010s when they had a really good farm system and prospects to trade. What do you guys think about the Sonny Gray acquisition of the Yankees?
I think it definitely helps the Yankees. I mean, it's not really saying much. I mean, any good, solid starting pitcher that the Yankees got would improve the Yankees' rotation. But, I mean, I saw a tweet from Jack Carabas saying that Yankee fans are celebrating that they got Chris Sale. Sonny Gray's a good pitcher, or a very good pitcher, but he's not a great one like Sale. So I don't think it necessarily puts the Yankees over the hump, but it definitely puts them in a very good position to win the AL East.
Now, Adam, before you go, I'm going to read off some statistics that I wanted to actually read before I even tossed it to you, Ethan. So, something that I've noticed with the Sonny Gray acquisition, a lot of Red Sox fans, because we like to talk crap about other teams no matter what happens, a lot of people are saying that Sonny Gray hasn't been that good, which that's because last year he wasn't really that good. Last year, he had his worst year out of, I believe, he's only been in the league for, 4 years maybe?
4 years.
He hasn't been in the league for very long, and guys, 3 out of 4 of those years, he's been good. 2013, he played in 12 games, 2.67 ERA. Next year, 3.08. Year after that, 2.73. And then 2016, the year I was talking about, where people really kind of dug into him and said that he wasn't that good, which is insane because it was only one bad year. Yeah, and he was a little banged up. He had an ERA of 5.69. This year, it's lower. It's still the second highest he's ever had, but it's a 3.43, which in all honesty is pretty good.
Right, yeah.
And he's pitched for the A's, and the A's are not good at all.
Exactly. He was pitching for an organization who really didn't have any success at all this season. Now, Adam, what do you think this is going to do for the Red Sox, though, in regards to the Yankees? Do you think that this puts the Yankees, as Dave Dombrowski said, by the way, do you think this makes them the Golden State Warriors of baseball? Shut up, Dave Dombrowski. That is the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. Hey, you're the Red Sox president of baseball operations, and you're gonna talk up the Yankees like that? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? How about you focus on your team and don't talk about another team being the Golden State Warriors? Make your team. You should be the Golden State Warriors with all the prospects that you've traded.
Nick, do you know why he said that, though?
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
no, because before this started, when the Red Sox got Chris Sale, Brian Cashman called the Red Sox the Golden State Warriors of baseball.
I don't care. Don't give him the return.
That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I don't care.
I agree, it was stupid, but
why is Dombrowski worried about that? Like, why is he like going and looking that up? Like, oh, what can I say to piss off Yankees fans? Why don't you get somebody? Wait, you can't get anybody because you don't have any prospects. That's why the Yankees can get right. Is because what the Yankees did last year is they traded away. They knew they weren't going to compete, so they traded away everybody that they had and got an insane amount of prospects. I mean, my God, they have so much in their farm right now. Those 3 guys that they gave up for Sonny Gray are really good, and they're not even the top of their prospect pool.
I'm telling you, the Yankees right now are the early 2010s, late 2000s Red Sox. They have a crazy farm system that's just producing MLB players and producing people to trade. We have a guy right here in Boston who took all those players and dumped them. I know hindsight's 2020, but Anderson Espinosa, you traded one of the top pitching prospects for Drew Pomeranz.
Yeah, who's fifth in the league and wins.
Yeah, okay, but I said hindsight is 2020, not 14-22.
You bring up that trade all the time, and that trade, in my eyes, looks really good for the Red Sox because Espinosa may never pitched.
In hindsight, I am saying hindsight.
So that one just kills your argument. If you're going to throw an argument out there, what about
An argument that would work for this though is trading Travis Shaw and Mauricio Dubon to Milwaukee.
Well, that's not a prospect though.
Mauricio Dubon is for Tyler Thornburg.
Everybody brings that up because it's Travis Shaw and he's having an amazing season.
Adam, what I'm going to say, though, is that has something to do with my argument because at the time, you're trading one of your top pitching prospects for a guy who really, he was having a good season, but he wasn't worth a top pitching prospect. Again, hindsight's 2020. But if you're going to look back at the way that Dombrowski deals, maybe he knew about this Tommy John thing, which is scummy, but I'm okay with it. Maybe he knew about this Tommy John thing, but if he didn't, and we thought Anderson Espinosa was going to be the next Pedro he was compared to, which was ridiculous. You can't compare anybody in single A, double A ball to Pedro.
Yeah, the kid's like 17 years old.
Yeah,
maybe.
But if he's going to be
25, who knows?
If he's going to be that projected top pitching prospect, you don't trade that for Drew Pomeranz, number 3 or 4 in the rotation. You trade that in a package for a Chris Sale type.
That was the best guy that was probably the best guy that was available at the trade deadline last year for a starting pitcher, and they were going for it. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
You could have traded less, I think, for Drew Pomeranz.
I would agree.
Yeah, but you're only saying less because somebody told you that Anderson Espinosa was a great prospect. A lot of those prospects don't pan out just because they're
That's how we get information.
Lars Anderson was the number 1 prospect a few years ago for the Red Sox. Do we know if he's still alive?
Hey, Lars Anderson has a chance.
Devin Marrero was in the top 10. Last year he was a top 10 prospect in the Red Sox organization.
Lars Anderson was a skeptical that you could go see every single time you went to McCoy Stadium. You could look forward to him playing at first base every single time you were at McCoy Stadium.
I don't know if you were looking forward to that.
All right, you know what? Sonny Gray topic. Doesn't really put the Yankees.
I didn't even get to talk about Sonny Gray.
Yeah, we barely talked about him, but he was really kind of just like the soft topic for the day. The soft, squishy topic.
What is your thought on the Yankees getting Sonny Gray?
I don't think I mean, obviously it's a boost to their rotation. I mean, their rotation kind of sucked. Tanaka has been not very good this year. Sabathia is overachieved, but I don't even know what else is in their rotation. They got Jamie Garcia too, which is kind of one of those moves that nobody's really talking about because they got Sonny Gray. But I don't think it gives them the division. I heard Jimmy Stewart on 98.5 today say that the Yankees won the division on the 31st of July at the trade deadline, which I don't think that's the case.
That's not the case.
It doesn't. Yes, Sonny Gray pitches once every 5 days. Like, you got to worry about the other 4 days too, and I don't think it makes them a ton better. I mean, Sox are pretty close. If the Red Sox can actually, string together a couple of good wins and, find a day where they can get pitching and hitting at the same time.
Did we just lose Adam?
I think so. Damn it. All right.
Okay. Well, we're going to move on to the next topic then. Because I'm the one recording. And I'll send this back to Adam. Adam will come back in eventually. Okay, so 5-6 minutes left in the show. So we have the Red Sox big trade pieces. They got Eduardo Nunez for 2 lower level prospects, and they grabbed Addison Reed for some pretty decent prospects down in the minor leagues. What do you think about Addison Reed? He's I know Eduardo Nunez has been great, but I think Addison Reed is more of the highlight of the Red Sox trade deadline moves.
Well, the Red Sox definitely needed a bullpen arm. getting very frustrated at the lack of movement that the Red Sox were making in the trade markets, because you saw all these guys, all these relievers coming off the board. You saw the Yankees making moves, the Rays making moves, and to see that the Red Sox finally got a relief pitcher in Addison Reed was very good. And a key thing is with Addison Reed is that from Mets fans, I hear that he's very reliable, which is extremely important, because the last thing that you want as a Red Sox fan, or if you're the Red Sox, is another bullpen arm that you can't rely on. We already have 3 of those type of guys, in Matt Barnes, Robbie Scott, who got sent down, Heath Embry. I mean, they're good relief pitchers, but they're not 8th inning guys, and Addison Reed is that. And hopefully he doesn't get hurt, because that tends to happen with setup men that Dave Dombrowski has tried to get in the past.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a funny thing too, because I saw Jared Carrabis actually post this on Twitter, and I believe Adam's back in the call. Jared Carrabis on Twitter today posted an article, or on Barstool, about this move to get Addison Reed, and he wrote something along the lines of Red Sox trade for an 8th inning man, part 3, because that's what it is. Tyler Thornburg, Carson Smith. Who knows where Carson Smith is? I thought he was going to be back at this point.
He's doing a rehab. He's supposed to be rehabbing this week.
Okay, that's good.
God, but he's not going to be.
I think he's throwing in the next couple of days, and they said they could throw him on a rehab stint this week.
But he's not going to be ready to be the 8th inning reliable man. Now, Addison Reed, I have a buddy who is a Mets fan, and I texted him right away and asked him, "How do you like Addison Reed?" He said, "Very reliable. He's been the closer, and he's been solid on the year," which is good, because that's what the Red Sox need in the 8th. I mean, you've got people like Matt Barnes giving up tons of runs when you need them, and Matt Barnes, for whatever reason, is falling apart right now. So you thought for a little bit he could be the 8th inning guy. He's not really showing it. Joe Kelly was supposed to be. Joe Kelly got hurt. And
he's coming back this week too.
Good, because this bullpen really has the chance to be something special, and especially as we're coming down in the tail end of the stretch, we could possibly see the hot Red Sox that we had in the first half. And by adding this 8th inning guy, that's going to just strengthen your bullpen even more, with who's already ranked among the top of the league, or at least was, before all of this shenanigans started going down with them. The Addison Reed trade, I'm a big fan of. Adam, what do you think about the Addison Reed trade?
I'm a big fan of it also. I think that, hopefully when we get Joe Kelly back, which hopefully will be in a week or two, it really sets up, if Farrell does it right, which I have no faith in whatsoever, but it sets up for you could have, Kelly, Reed, and Kimbrel, 7, 8, 9. So your starters only have to go 6 innings. It takes pressure off it takes pressure off your starters
to know that you have somebody good behind you,
right? And but we also have Hembry's pitched okay, and I'm surprised Scott got sent down because he's been pretty good.
Yeah, I was shocked about that too.
I think he's struggled a little bit, but not nearly as bad.
Because they use him every damn day. I mean, what do you want? That's why Barnes a struggle too. I mean, for one, he's not an 8th inning guy, and 2, you use him so much. It's inevitable to happen, and he's showing his cracks in really bad situations where instead of him being out there, oh, that's a home run. Instead of him being out there in a 5-run game where he can give up 3 runs, he's giving up 3 runs when they stick him out there in a tie game, or in high pressure situations. He doesn't need to be out there right now in those. You need to have reliable guys, and I was upset that Kelly got hurt right when he did, because they had just said he was the 8th inning guy. They finally decided, hey, let's throw him in the 8th inning, which they should have done a month or 2 prior. And I'm looking forward to seeing if they can go Kelly, Reed, Kimbrel, and really shut down teams, because that's what the Yankees did in the past. When they had a couple years ago, when they had Miller and Betanson and Chapman, your starters only had to go 6 innings.
Now, just to read off some of Addison Reed's stats, last year he had a 1.97 ERA in 80 games pitched. This year, 2.57 in just 48. He's given up 49 hits on the year in 49 innings, so that's about, obviously, 1 hit per inning.
Math.
Yeah, I mean, I was really good at math. So if looking at the stats, he's overall been pretty excellent. I want to say all I've heard is this guy is solid. So having a solid eighth inning guy in front of Kimbrel, again, that's just going to make your bullpen lethal. Now,
and you don't have to use Kimbrel in the eighth.
Yeah, and you don't. You don't. And we know that he doesn't like to do that much, although this year he's been pretty good with it. Now, to move on to the other Red Sox move that's been proving to work out pretty well. As of right now, he is 9 for 19 so far in the Red Sox uniforms. He's been coming up clutch in big situations, including tonight as they are currently playing the Indians. Hit a double off the wall that scored one to tie the game 5-5. After they were already down 5-0. Eduardo Nunez, you traded to the Giants for two lower-level prospects, as said earlier. In San Francisco, once you made the deal for him, he was hitting .308. In Boston right now, he is hitting .471. Obviously, like I said before, he is currently 9 for 19. He's got 3 doubles on the year. I'm trying to add with what's been going on tonight, too. And he's got 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. So
2 steals, too.
And 2 steals. So far he's been working out well for the Red Sox. Now, do you think this guy's really the spark that this offense needed to get going? Because so far it's looked like he could be that spark.
I think he could be. He's certainly bringing some doubles power, which really has actually been kind of lacking for the Red Sox. In addition to home run power, they've not quite had the doubles that you would have hoped from this lineup. Mitchie Two Bags has kind of cooled off since
Mitchie No Bags.
Well, yeah, since the toe injury.
Did you just say he has no balls?
No, he said Mitchie No.
I said Mitchie Two. I said Mitchie No Bags.
No, I know what you said.
Okay. So I think he just makes the lineup better. And I think that's eventually, hopefully, going to start to get the other guys going, and you'll kind of see what we expected from this offense.
Adam, what do you think about the Eduardo Nunez move?
Well, obviously it's a big move right now because they clearly needed a second baseman or an infielder or some. I mean, Pedroia's out, and so. I think he's been a good spark. I think it's nice to have somebody at the top of the lineup that's hitting consistently. And I think Devers has been a huge spark too. I mean, the kid is unbelievable right now.
Devers has acted like this is just like he just kind of showed up and just started ripping the ball and was like, "This is fun.
Yeah, he's like
this
the
is
opposite
why I'm here."
Of Yohan Moncada.
Yeah, he was like, "This is
started whiffing everything.
This is why I showed up to America." So I can hit a ton of home runs, so I can just get on the base.
Deal, like,
yeah, he's just playing the game, and that's what these prospects need to know. It's the same game. It's just a little harder.
Right.
That's the kind of attitude that you need in that clubhouse too. Is like, a young attitude, somebody who's just coming in and doesn't know any better, doesn't get involved in this, and Devers and Nunez together. I mean, they have to keep playing those guys. Bogarts, I would say, if Pedroia is healthy, I would say Bogarts has got to be the guy that could possibly, ride the pine a little bit and try to get.
He might need it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think Bogarts needs it, and
I think base needs it too, but I don't think Nunez plays first. So.
Yeah, and another.
I need your boy Steve Travis again.
Yes, bring up Sam.
But another thing with Devers is that. When he first came up, our concern was with his glove, but hasn't really hurt us with his glove at all. He's been playing a capable third base, and actually the errors that have hurt the Red Sox have come from Xander Bogaerts. You're
right. Now let's get back to Nunez, because Nunez is the topic here. Overall, though, Nunez has been an excellent addition to this team. He kind of did the same thing that Devers did. He showed up and he hasn't really missed a beat. He's been hitting the cover off the ball. The Fenway Lights tend to scare some people because there's a lot of pressure in the city. Eduardo Nunez showed up and just played the same game that he's been playing. And on top of that, I heard Johnny Gomes even mention this the other night in the booth, since he's been hosting for whatever reason. He's been the color commentator, which is insane. But Nunez is kind of bringing some National League play into the American League with the way that he's running the bases, with the way he's just playing the game. overall, he's been that spark that this team's needed. And at first, when I heard this deal, I was like, okay. Forget that. I am all in on Eduardo Nunez right now. All in on Eduardo Nunez.
You probably remembered him when he was with the Yankees and he was terrible.
Yes, I do remember that. That is exactly why.
He went to the Twins and he was terrible too. But I mean, he's been putting up really solid years in San Francisco. Nobody's really paid attention because the Giants are horrendous. Because
the Giants
look at his numbers.
Because the Giants are just a bad baseball team. Now, guys, thank you for coming on. Do we have any other last-second topics or thoughts? We got 10 seconds. Final thoughts, Ethan. Go.
The big bat that the Red Sox are going to get is from the guys that have been underperforming all year.
Oh, hot topic. Okay. What about you, Adam?
I'd feel the same way. I mean, I don't think they really needed to add a big bat because they have the guys in the lineup right now. They just need to produce. Benintendi needs to play.
Benintendi needs – this team right now needs to –
How is Brock Holt in there over Benintendi? How?
Because Brock Holt is the Brock star, baby.
No, he's not.
He is the Brock
play
star. Brock star.
Play your Rookie of the Year candidate, please. John Farrell, what are you doing?
CLNS Media Red Sox Roundtable, hosted by myself, Nick Quaglia, Ethan Winter alongside, and Adam Belue. Adam, you are done talking for the night. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, everybody. Make sure to check out the next roundtable and check back into CLNS Media for our post-game and pre-games that we do before and after every single game. Have a good night, everybody.